A terrifying moment caught on camera. A massive, crazed wild boar tears across the Queensland fields, smashing through reinforced fencing like it's nothing, leaving behind only destruction in its wake, with agricultural losses piling up into the tens of millions of dollars. In response, the government swiftly authorizes Finn's elite hunting team to enter the battlefield, not just to stop a beast, but to prevent a growing catastrophe. But this is more than just a hunt. This is a battle of nerve and survival, a fight to reclaim peace on once quiet land. Will they make it out victorious? Stay tuned as every brutal second unfolds. At the break of dawn, tire tracks marked the earth before sunrise. Finn's team had already begun the hunt. Each member split off, covering their assigned zones, following the plan to the letter. Finn moved cautiously, step by step, eyes scanning for even the slightest motion in the distance. Then, a sharp beep from the newest generation tracker. He froze, gun raised, locked in. The beast emerged, massive, furious. Without hesitation, Finn squeezed the trigger. One shot. That's all it took. The sheer force dropped the wild monster in its tracks. A clean, decisive takedown, and just the beginning of a heart-pounding hunt. Footsteps never ceasing, Finn moved closer to the edge of the field, where thick brush blocked every line of sight. Every sense sharpened to the highest alert, ready for whatever danger might come. Suddenly, an unusual sound broke the silence. Finn took aim and squeezed the trigger. Dust erupted in a cloud as a massive beast burst into view. The following shots cut off its escape route, leaving no chance for retreat. No time to catch his breath. Finn's iPhone buzzed with an alert from his teammates. Without hesitation, he headed straight to the location sent, the vehicle speeding across the open field. Suddenly, a dark figure charged at an alarming speed. Finn abandoned the vehicle, instantly readying his stance and taking careful aim. A rapid volley of shots tracked every move. The beast collapsed swiftly, unable to take another step. With this victory recorded, the field gained yet another measure of safety.
Eu não tô com peça com cachorro não, hein? Eu vim só, ó, no ouvido. Tô com cachorro atrás, que negócio. Eu tava com ela no GPS não, moçada, viu?
Bruto, hein?
As dusk settled in, the team quickly geared up for a new phase of the hunt, where only shadows ruled the land. Small groups moved stealthily toward their assigned spots. This time, Finn edged to the field's boundary, blending into the darkness, waiting patiently. After 15 minutes of silence, his high-tech binoculars easily picked out the shapes of animals busily foraging. With precise aim, a steady stream of gunfire echoed through the night. Minutes later, nothing remained but a field littered with fallen beasts. On the eastern edge of the field, a large herd of wild boars gathered, unaware they were firmly in Leon's sights. With skill and seasoned experience, each shot fired was nearly flawless in accuracy. The sharp, dry crack of gunfire echoed relentlessly through the chilling night air. A deadly threat was completely neutralized by the hands of true professionals.
3, 2, 1.
At the same time, Finn relentlessly pursued more targets. Pressing his binoculars close, every movement ahead came into crystal clear view as if it were broad daylight. Within seconds, another herd of wild boars slipped into his sights. A familiar sequence of actions followed, swiftly taking down several more with practiced efficiency. The haul from this battle was enough to bring a temporary peace to the Queensland fields. But vigilance remains crucial, as the growth rate of these feral beasts far exceeds imagination. The wild beasts have sown terror among farmers, causing millions of dollars in damage. Today, the marksmen set out not to intimidate, but to end this menace. Bold ambushes and heart-pounding confrontations, all to protect the crops and restore peace for the farmers. Do they have the grit to take down the beast before it wreaks more havoc? Stay tuned for the most thrilling moments awaiting ahead. The snow-covered forest is notorious as a hideout for wild beasts during winter. After days of bitter cold, the sun finally broke through today, and Finn's team gathered early, ready for the battle ahead. The team swiftly spread out, tracking faint traces on the pristine snow. Suddenly, deep in the forest, a dark shadow darted through the dense trees, charging swiftly to conceal itself in the underbrush. In less than a second, its form came clearly into the crosshairs. The rifle was ready, and the marksman pulled the trigger. The boar collapsed instantly, unable to escape. A swift, precise takedown. At another position, Finn had taken cover, poised and ready for the target to appear. There they were, two wild boars charging toward him from a distance. Aiming with precision, a gunshot rang out, dropping each one in turn, leaving no chance for escape. Everything was handled cleanly and decisively. The team swiftly pressed deeper into the forest, where the wild beasts were hiding in greater numbers. Suddenly, a signal from the tracking device blared, indicating a target nearby. The team fanned out, tightening the encirclement, determined to let none escape. A member of the team spotted movement in the dense underbrush, a boar passing through. Without hesitation, rapid gunshots rang out, cutting off the beast's escape route. What lightning-fast reflexes! Thanks to them, another threat was eliminated. Joining Nick's team on a hunt in the dense forest, where reports warned of ferocious beasts wreaking havoc. Nick's team arrived early, spreading out to strategic positions, ready to intercept the herd. Minutes later, deep within the forest, a marksman spotted a familiar silhouette slowly emerging from the thick canopy. A sharp gunshot rang out, and the beast collapsed instantly, unaware of what had just happened. Outside, Nick kept his eyes sharp, not missing a single movement. Suddenly, a rustling sound broke the silence. From the direction of the noise, a wild boar slowly stepped out, completely unaware of the predator lying in wait. A gunshot rang out swiftly, leaving no time for the beast to react. It collapsed instantly. Echoes of gunfire reverberated through the forest, signaling that more threats had been neutralized. The forest reclaimed its inherent peace, at least for today. Hunting wild boars is a heart-pounding battle, where the line between life and death is razor-thin. Marksmen who lack composure or fail to react to sudden situations might end up being the ones left behind instead of the beasts. Years ago, in the forests of Morocco, a massive wild boar nearly took John's life. Its razor-sharp tusks and claws tore through his rifle stock, leaving not just scars, but a haunting memory etched deep in his mind. Now, hardened by countless life-or-death battles, John and his team returned to that very land. Every footprint, every gouged mark in the earth serves as a grim reminder of the terrifying power of these boars. Armed with meticulous preparation and unwavering resolve, John's hunting crew steps into the forest, carrying an unpaid debt from the past and a duty to protect this land. As they pushed through head-high thickets, a massive wild boar locked in a fierce struggle with the hunting dogs came into view. Its powerful leaps and sudden swerves through the grass caught John's eye. He closed in fast, timing every move for the perfect shot. Then, the moment arrived. A bullet tore through the air, striking the beast dead on. It collapsed without so much as a squeal. The first trophy was claimed, capping off a breathless chase. Moving to the forest's edge, the team quickly split up, taking positions to wait for the beast to show itself. Not long after, a dark shadow darted past. Leon's shot rang out instantly, but missed, and the boar vanished into the brush. The surrounding positions raised their rifles, ready for action. Within a minute, John and his crew seized their chance, stopping the beast in its tracks. The moment it emerged, they fired. All that remained was the beast's lifeless body on the cold ground. With the sun climbing high, the team shifted tactics to bag a bigger haul. This was still far from enough. They ventured deeper into the forest, fanning out to their assigned positions, lying in wait with bated breath. John settled into his spot, gear at the ready, his eyes scanning every tree. A few tense minutes passed, and then a wild boar appeared, weaving through the dry grass, right in his crosshairs. Rifle steady, his gaze locked onto the beast's every move. A shot cracked through the air, and in a flash, the boar lay still. The deeper they ventured, the denser the trees grew, a perfect hideout for the wild boar beasts. John moved cautiously, each step deliberate to avoid alerting them. Suddenly, like an arrow slicing through the air, a boar shot past, its speed dizzying. But with his seasoned instincts, John knew this was the moment to strike. Shots rang out through the forest, halting the beast in its tracks. What did you think of that shot? Drop a comment below. Before John could check the kill, a signal from his teammates crackled through. He rushed to the designated spot, slipping into cover with every sense on high alert, ready for battle, never letting his guard down. The wait paid off quickly. A herd of wild boars ambled into view, oblivious to the hunter lying in wait. Without hesitation, shots rang out, chasing down each one. The relentless gunfire echoed through the forest, signaling the end of the threat once and for all. At the same moment, on the forest's outer edge, Leon spotted his target. The beast strolled forward, unaware of the fate awaiting it. In a flash, Leon raised his rifle and pulled the trigger. Flawless and precise, the shot dropped the boar, leaving it motionless on the grass. On the rugged hillsides of Turkey, dense thickets conceal wild boars, the destroyers of the locals' livelihoods. This land is gripped by crisis, with crops obliterated and farmers living in constant fear. In response, hunting teams spring into action, meticulously preparing for a high-stakes ambush. Armed with seasoned skills and seamless coordination, they enter an unforgiving battle, determined to eliminate the threat and restore life to the countryside. As dawn breaks, the Turkish hillside, a familiar haunt of wild boars, is surrounded by James' hunting team and their hounds. Upon arrival, the dogs are unleashed, swiftly weaving through the bushes to pick up scents. It doesn't take long before their barking signals a target's presence. As James advances, a sudden noise draws his attention. Whoa! A wild boar is charging like an arrow, desperately fleeing the pursuing hounds. And then, the first shot is also the only one needed. The beast collapses on the spot, unable to take another step. Without pausing, James moves to the next position, where a tracking signal has just gone off. Carefully observing every movement around him, he takes his place, patiently waiting. Just minutes later, a familiar silhouette charges in from the distance. With no hesitation, a series of shots rings out, clean and decisive. The beast collapses instantly, unable to escape far. The hunt was far from over, and James continued to follow the remaining tracks. This time, he used binoculars to scan every bush, not missing a single movement. And then, Another wild boar came into his sights. A single bullet was enough. It collapsed on the spot, unable to resist. The relentless hunt in this area came to an end, restoring peace to the hills, at least for today.
Kylo? Thank you.
Meanwhile, in the southern forest, Kevin's hunting team was also conducting a sweep. They quickly dispersed, taking up ambush positions, ready to engage. Just as they settled in, a herd of wild boars suddenly appeared in Kevin's line of sight. Gunshots rang out in rapid succession. Each boar felled at a blistering pace. The resounding noises in the quiet forest were the result of a fierce sweep. Their seamless coordination yielded results beyond expectations. After moving for a while, Kevin paused, his eyes scanning the trees ahead. Suddenly, a boar darted across his path, attempting to escape. Remaining calm, he took aim. With a precise shot, the beast collapsed onto the dry grass. Before Kevin could pack up, a signal rang out, prompting him to move toward its source. Just as he got a clear view, a wild boar bolted across his line of sight. Without hesitation, a single shot rang out, felling another beast in an instant. At the same time, gunfire echoed from all directions, signaling the complete elimination of a threat and the reclamation of another piece of land. The hunting teams had flawlessly completed their mission to protect their beloved homeland, ensuring peace for the upcoming harvest season. Just days ago, a horde of wild boars swept through California's fields, leaving devastation in their wake and injuring a farmer. Thomas's hunting team was urgently dispatched to the area. Armed with top-notch gear and a pack of skilled hunting dogs, they charged straight for the beast's hideout. The tracks scarring the fields were undeniable proof of the destructive power of these monsters. Thomas knew this hunt would be a dangerous battle, but nothing could halt his advance. Can the team stop this disaster in its tracks? Follow along to witness the heart-pounding clashes unfold. Following the faint tracks, Thomas moved silently. He settled into his ambush spot, patiently waiting for his target to appear. About 15 minutes later, a dark shape slowly and silently emerged from the thick bushes. Seizing his chance, Thomas raised his rifle and fired instantly. The wounded animal thrashed and tried to escape, but a second shot completely stopped its desperate run. The first trophy of the day was secured with a perfectly executed series of shots. Their celebration was short-lived. The GPS blared with a new signal: more prey. They rushed to the location, and a small team fanned out to set a tight perimeter. And just like that, a herd of wild boars appeared in their sights. A continuous volley of shots rang out, relentlessly pursuing them as they ran. When the echoes faded, the hillside was littered with the scattered bodies of the fallen. A few hundred meters from Thomas, Jay was in the perfect ambush position, cutting off a wild boar as it snaked through the thick bushes, desperate to escape. The moment was perfect. Jay instantly pulled the trigger. The decisive crack of the rifle and the perfect shot found its mark. The beast had no chance. It collapsed motionless onto the ground. It was a precise shot, ending a threat and protecting the land once more. Before he could even catch his breath, the frantic barking of dogs in a nearby thicket immediately drew Thomas's attention. He moved toward the sound without a second thought. As he pushed through the dense trees, he kept his eyes peeled, ready for anything. Oh my God! A massive wild boar burst from the bushes, charging straight at him. Thanks to his quick instincts and years of experience, a single, precise shot saved him from the beast's sudden attack. This isn't just a hunt, it's a life or death battle. You have to be prepared for every possible situation. The hunt wasn't over yet, and the sun grew more intense. After moving for a while, Thomas paused, his eyes scanning every blade of grass. Before long, a shape lurking behind the leaves slowly came into view. With nothing left to hide it, a sharp shot rang out. A clean hit that left the beast with no chance to escape. The sun was beginning to set, and the team rushed to finish the hunt before darkness fell over the hillside. Meanwhile, Jay remained patient in his position, waiting for a target to appear. His long wait paid off. A beast came into his sights. He fired several quick shots, but they weren't enough to take the animal down completely. Wounded, it managed to drag itself into the thick bushes across from him. Jay quickly tracked it down and secured his trophy, completely eliminating the threat once and for all.